Okay, welcome back to another video. Wanted to try to help some of you that are considering getting a Skunkworks lithium battery and you have an Icon. I'm just going to show you what I did. I just thought I've had a few people message me since I got the battery. So a person recently reached out, and so I figure I'm just going to make a video to cover what we did, so that way it might help someone going forward. Remember, this is just what we did. Do everything at your own risk, warranty, all that stuff. You know the deal. It's all on you. Just showing you what we did with my cart. And most specifically, it's an i60L, okay? So, just to get right to the point, we got the battery, we got the 230 amp hour Skunkworks lithium battery. And I mentioned in the video how it was pretty hard to put in, and I want to make that clear again how I did it. I had two neighbors and myself, and we put a towel on this bar, and we had the seat completely off, and we kind of just maneuvered it inside this way and found a way to get it in. And then once it's there, you just gotta kind of shimmy it a little bit here and there to get it against these back poles. There's a pole underneath there, I believe. And yeah, see, it's blocking it. So you got to get it to where it's bunched up against it as far as you can on both sides and make it even. And yes, I did take the battery tray out of this cart. I don't drive my cart in the rain unless there was a shower that I didn't think was coming. So I don't drive my cart in the rain. So that's why I don't really care too much about not having the tray. Not that that's its only feature or function, but that's why I don't worry about it too much. So yeah, that's how we fit it in. And technically, I think it does sit a little bit on the battery, just a little bit. I don't have a lot of rear passengers, but I have. And we did a couple little changes to the back. We're still doing this, by the way. We're gonna probably clear these pieces out so where it can just land flat and fall behind there. Or we might put something in instead. It's a work in progress. We just haven't got around to it because it's not that important to me right now. So, but it fits. It's just I want to make it clear that it's really, really close. And it may sit a little on the battery, just a little. But this thing's a beast. I'm not worried about hurting it. And so that's how we did it. Now, of course, we upgraded the reducer because it's 72 volts, this battery. I guess I should have mentioned that. Back here is where the old reducer sat on my Icon, okay? There's one of the holders right there, that screw. It fit there. It was not real feasible to put this reducer in there, in that spot. It just would have been tough getting the wires and all that. So we opted to put it to the side of it, and that's where we put the shunt. You can see it there. And as you can see, some of the wire I used is really, really high gauge. Shout out to Justin Radar. He's a golf cart mechanic, and when he first helped me with the lithium setup, he, had me get this really heavyweight wire, and that's what I use now, and I've never had issues with my batteries, I know that. So some would say it's overkill, but that's what I used on the big wires. Now, I'll put links to all these things. I bought one of the I can't think of that brand name right now, but it's one of the bigger brand names. I got the best little reducer I could find. I think it's 50 amp or it's 30 amp, whatever, the biggest one. And because I wanted to make sure it can do anything I want it to do and take advantage of this big battery. Now, let me see. Another thing that I want to mention about the setup is, so when I first put it in, this cart can fly, right? So the battery was shifting. We were noticing it was shifting. There's really nowhere to go. And we could just see it was shifting. So we put a couple of huge screws down here on each side. So there's one there and there's one on the total opposite side. And it's just a screw with a lock washer and a nut or whatever, and they're heavyweight stainless steel bolts that can't move. And probably did that 2-3 months ago. This battery has not budged. And it feels great knowing that it can't budge no matter how hard I go. So I think that's great. I just don't worry about shifting anymore. But someone asked about that part. And you can tell the battery comes with these little side areas that are kind of welded on to the battery body. And we just made them just tight enough where it's not pushing too hard on the weld, holding it together. But it is tight enough that it isn't going anywhere. And they have proven to be great. So that's how we locked the battery in itself. Okay, so if that helps, let me know. If you have more questions, let me know. That's the best I can do. Oh, the person that reached out today was asking about how I did the charger. So on my Icon, the charger is in the front, and it sat basically right here. And so we basically just took the old one off and installed Justin's Skunkworks battery charger. It's just a battery charger, of course, but we installed it there. And the wires, I'm sure, pass down and they come back under, and they progress all the way over to here. Okay, so that's how that works. You could maybe possibly put that charger in the back. That's what you mentioned to me. I would not do that. I was going to tell you, I would not do that personally. There's just a lot going on back here. You could, I guess, absolutely. You could probably put it on that side since the reducer's over here. I guess you could. I don't see why you couldn't, actually, but I'm happy with it being up here. There's nothing, I don't keep a lot of stuff in the front, so it's nice and open, and I like it that way. So I don't have to worry about it getting too hot or anything. But looks like you could put it on the other side if your dimensions are the same, of course. Now, here's a little bonus that I was gonna make a video on anyway. That's why I went ahead and made this video. It's cold outside, and I've been lucky enough to be able to use this little gadget and plug an electric blanket into it. And where is that thing? There it is. So now I plug that in. I think it's like a 5,000 watt. Well, let's see what it says. Yeah, 5,000 watt. I'll link this as well. It's been great. My little dog, she gets cold, and so she'll like want to be on my lap and like inside my jacket if she can. Well, now she didn't even leave the passenger side if we're on a ride by herself. She just sitting there with an electric blanket on her. And of course, with all this battery range, I'm not losing any. I mean, there's no really noticeable change in my battery because I don't use much at all every day anyway. It's just such a monstrous battery. So this will help where, just like I turned it on right there, and I don't have a key inside here. I don't have a key there. So I have it set up where it's just run to the battery. And if the battery's on, which typically it is, I can turn that switch on and plug in anything. So if we're in a storm or something, I could use this for that. I have other stuff that I'm gonna use, so I don't need this. But if it's something quick, I could plug anything into this. And I like that a lot. So once again, I'll link that. Someone mentioned in a forum once that he put up a picture and he said, has anybody done something like this? And he used AI to make a picture of like a receptacle on the side of a golf cart. Kind of like just a receptacle sitting right there, a 110 outlet. And I was like, I've never seen that, but I'd like to do it. So my end game is we already have the parts. We're gonna do it like next week. We are going to run wires from here to like above it and put a receptacle right there, and you'll be able to just plug in the back of the golf cart right there without going inside. So I hope that makes sense. I think that's gonna be great. I'm gonna keep it sealed off when I'm not using it so it'll be safe. But yeah, that's what I'm doing with that. So anyway, hope this helps somebody. If you have questions, let me know. Links will be in the video as always. And thanks for watching. Thanks for the support. Have a great day.